I definitely want to make that again and just kind of like, experiment with some other things. Like maybe not use Swiss chard this time. Maybe do maybe like a colder, like maybe a Boston lettuce or spring mix and not do the rice though. Maybe just make it a salad and then have chunks of grilled chicken because I don't want to do breaded chicken. That's too much breading for me. But like do like a nice grilled chicken and see, what happens there, right? Let's do all we can do is see what happens. Now, I want to talk to you also about my gelatin mocktail, right? Like it's a gelatin mocktail, and I talked about doing that with cherry, like it's a cherry one, throwing in a little vanilla in there, and maybe like a little bit of whipped cream, kind of giving it like an autumn kind of vibe. So that's definitely on my docket as well. That cherry vanilla kind of mocktail, just a little bit for fall. We're not all the way, I'm not ready to go straight on pumpkin right now. Okay. I'm working into it. I'm incorporating vanilla in some things. I got to work up to it. I got to work up to it. Even though we've got some false fall going on, I did see that it's supposed to heat up a little bit. So I'm like, see, false fall. You don't want to get rid of all your summer clothes. You're gonna have to keep a couple of them. Maybe I won't do shorts, but I'll definitely keep the short sleeve shirts around. So I'm not frying when I'm running errands or something like that. So there you have it. That is the episode this week. As I've stated, I'm still working. I'm kind of making things a little bit on the shorter side just because I'm noticing, like with my analytics and all that stuff, there's a point where people are like, you know what? This is a little too long. And I notice when I have the episodes that are longer than like 20, 25 minutes, that there's like a drop off. And I'm like, you know what? Okay. And I feel like I'm putting out quality things. So I'm like, you know what? I think it just might be an attention span thing. And I totally get it. When I'm in the winter, and I was talking to a friend like about this. When I'm in the winter, an hour and a half podcast, I'm totally fine with it. Because I'm always, when I listen to podcasts, I'm always doing something else. I'm working, whatever. But in the summertime, sometimes past for me, it's 40 minutes. I just can't. I'm like, okay, I got to take a break from this and sit down or whatever. But in the wintertime, you could have I think I listened to someone had an hour and 45-minute podcast. I was just listening to interviews and I just didn't even, I like listened to three back-to-back episodes and I was like, man, I got all my cleaning done today. I even ran errands and stuff, just kept the podcast on, like whatever. Didn't even feel like I was listening forever. And that's, it was like October, November, like that kind of thing. Even February, March kind of thing. But like in the summertime, I'm like, what? You got to stop talking. I can't listen to all this talking. Like it's so strange. Like that's just my own kind of thing. But I did kind of notice that with my analytics, like past a certain point in this part of the season, people just kind of drop off. But I noticed like again, like when it's colder outside, if I'm talking about something that I like cozy, like whatever, people will generally stay to the end. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, it's still warm outside. People aren't cozified all the way cozified yet. Let's go ahead and keep these episodes short. Also for my own attention span too. Let's keep them short. Now I did notice like I'm on TikTok at not Quaint Cozy, I'm sorry. Wrong podcast. Aunt Lainey's Kitchen. And I've noticed that, I did post up a full, like, not a full, but a 15-minute clip. And I've had people listen to, like, I've had like at least 100 people like view it and all that stuff. And I've like, I was really surprised at how many people have listened to most of it. Like the average runtime, I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's pretty good. I have a pretty high runtime on that. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. And so, I'm like, okay, I can kind of deal with that. So I'm going to be doing that from time to time. I am probably going to have to do more videos. Like I'm looking at that for Quaint and Cozy KC, where because I'm going to keep doing the podcast, but I'm going to do some shorter clips of things. But I did notice that I have like a bump in listeners just by putting like a clip up, one on Quaint and Cozy KC of that part of that podcast, and then another one with Aunt Lane's Kitchen, where I talked about my Strawberry Hill adventures. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that so people can kind of hear, get a preview of what they're going to be hearing. And then also, I do have cooking videos and I am posting the full on. I think they're like, I'm trying to keep them down to 30 minutes or so. And then I have them on YouTube too. So if it does cut off after 30 minutes or whatever, some of them go like 33, 35 minutes. The full ones are going to be on YouTube. And I'm getting better. I've got 6 whole subscribers because I hadn't really been advertising it because I'm like, oh, I got all these boxes, whatever. So I've been organizing and stuff. So now I have 6 whole subscribers. And so I'm hoping by the end of the year, I can at least get, I'm like, I'm not even shooting for the stars here. Like I can at least get 50 subscribers and just kind of, start from there. So that's what I'm doing. And I do post some shorts, on there if you're more of a YouTube person, and that's at Aunt Lanie's Kitchen. And then also I am on Facebook under Aunt Lanie's Kitchen and Instagram under Aunt Lanie's Kitchen KC on that one. And I think that is it. And then I'm working on my Substack right now that has boxes. I know there's a lot of people that listen to me that actually have Substack, and that's kind of their preference. So I'm just trying to hit everybody on every platform. And I'm really, I want to kind of, support people and wherever they're at in their cooking journey, because I think the hardest part for me when I was starting to cook again, because I grew up cooking, is to not be intimidated and to not be too fancy with things. But the higher prices came in, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's going to help me not want to go and just buy some random, 10-pound elk thing and try to start making elk steaks or something, something like that. I can actually, be a little bit more realistic about where I am and, during my cooking. So, on that note, I will talk to you guys later. Please be safe, take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon.